I had recently made some benches for our garden and I really wanted to make a table for it as well. I wanted to build it so that it would be made out of 100% wood. Basically, the whole thing would be made of a whole load of series of mortises and tenons. Here you can see the first design, which I actually really liked, but I was worried that there would be a lot of stress on the joints in the corners. That's when I proceeded to make the second design, which kind of looked stronger but didn't look nice at all, in my opinion. So I went to the third design, which is kind of a bit of both, where the legs are going out all the way to the side, but the joints are one stage within. Uh, that way they would stay a bit stronger. So to make things simple, I'm gonna kind of divide the pieces of the table into three. So you've got the beams that are going across and the connector pieces with all the mortises in them, with all the holes and the legs. So here you can see me working on the actual beams that go across, and each one of these beams has a tenon at the end of it. And that's basically what you see me making in these clips. Relatively easy compared to the mortises, but quite a lot of work. Don't forget, each one is double-sided, so it took some time, but I got it done in the end, and I was pretty happy with the results. Over here I'm measuring out those connecting pieces that I was talking about, the one with all the mortises in. So I basically sketch it out, drill holes all the way through and carve the rest out to a nice square hole with a chisel. Basically to house the tenon in. Really difficult and took a long time, but I was pleased with the end result. Next I started working on the legs, that they are at an angle, like you saw in the sketch at the beginning. Each one of them has a tenon at the top of them, similar to the one of the beams. Besides that, nothing much more. It's pretty fun making them. So this is where I begin the more difficult part of the joinery. Basically I'm making the mortise for the legs that go through the connecting piece and actually continue through the tenon of one of the beams, which is wider and goes all the way through to the top of the table. I hope it makes a bit more sense on what you see on the screen than what I'm yabbering on over here. And it was around 3 in the morning when I brought all the pieces in to the house to try and put them together for the first time, and I have to say I was pretty excited to see that it was all working and fitting together properly. So the next thing I did was make some wooden wedges, some regular ones just to fill in some gaps that, were left on top and bottom, and some were made out of this darker hardwood, not sure which wood, that I wedged in to these slats that I cut in the tenons of the beams. They got stuck in there very tightly and made the entire structure of the table very strong, very sturdy. So after that, there really wasn't much more to do but to kind of plane off the tabletop. So after a lot of planing and sanding, got it very nice and flat and straight. I shortened the legs a bit and connected them to the actual tabletop, again with wedges, drop of glue. And with that, the project kind of came to an end.